What's up, everyone? All right, time out, time out. Flag in the field, flag in the field. Okay, I've kept quiet for too long about this topic at hand, and yeah, it's another one of those where I gotta talk about it. First off, real quick, I'm gonna give a little shout out to someone. I'm gonna give a little shout out to Mr. Joshua Calvin. Now, Joshua Calvin, you don't know who that is, probably. Well, I'm currently talking to him right now because I was in a discussion where, and I'm going to bring up the topic at hand as to right times to bring wrestlers, but he feels like that his idol, Sasha Banks, is going to look at him and laugh and feel embarrassed. And I would like everyone, if you possibly can, I will give you his Twitter. It's at Joshua C689577784. Send us some kind words, please. Let them know that looks don't matter. And as much as I've crapped on the society nowadays, one thing that we've done better than what we've done in the past is we've not necessarily gotten over, but we're looking past more and more about looks and more on heart and personality. Of course, there are some people that do that, but we are getting past that. And that is one thing I will say I am very proud of. And that's a good thing. So Joshua Calvin, my dude, trust me, she will not look at the looks. She cares about the heart. And if the heart's there, and this goes with any wrestler, you are good to go. Now, time for the topic. What's the topic? Well, as you can tell with the title, it is right times to meet fans, and there is a little reason why I did this, and I'm gonna have to put some people on the spot a little bit. But I've been seeing this report today that said that's about certain wrestler, and I'll get to learn a little bit. But what do you mean by right time to meet a wrestler? Well, here's the thing. Professional wrestlers, let me remind you that they spend a lot of their year, 300 days at least out of the year, traveling to different locations around the world and entertaining you guys. It's not even just WWE for that matter. That's with anything. That's with any wrestling promotion. If they go to different locations, if they travel to different places, then you know what? Even for people that are professional wrestlers themselves, that go to professional wrestlers themselves today, for different companies, they're on the same stage. You got to fly there and back, there and back, there and back. It's with any wrestler that they have to travel. One of the biggest things that the wrestler does is they travel. They travel to places to wrestle, to compete all over the world, to entertain you guys, the fans. Now, there is a right time, and there is a wrong time. And then there's those times where, if it happens out of pure coincidence, it's not really a right time, not really a wrong time, per se. Take a shot, it's what it is. Right times at meet and greets, like Cricket Wireless, if they're doing a wrestling meeting up there, that's a great time to do it. At a live event, that's also a good time to do that, to ask for a picture and an autograph. Great time to do that. What else? WrestleMania Access is another good one, or SummerSlam Access. If they still, I don't know. I think they do SummerSlam Access. I don't know. I know they do Mania Access, of course. We all know, but I don't know if they do SummerSlam Access. I don't think they do, but if they did, then that would be a good time as well to meet fans. Of course, Raw and SmackDown, if certain wrestlers slap the hands of the wrestlers coming down on the way to the ring, it's a good time to interact. Not really like interact, but quick high five with them on the way back. Maybe not. That one's a little bit iffy. Times where here are times where it's not really a good time and not really a bad time either. If you happen to see them in the street, you're walking down the street, you see him walking down the street, it doesn't hurt to say, hi, hey, here from WWE, how are you? Ask him about the day, be polite, and then maybe ask, would it be too much trouble if I can get your autograph or a picture or something? And if they say yes, great. If not, then just be respectful and be like, I get you, I understand, you have a good day. And you know what? It's not really a good time because, well, I mean, of course, not at an event and all that, but it's not really a bad time, which we'll get to those. What are the bad times to meet people, to meet the wrestlers? There's two main ones. There's maybe only two ones. Well, really three, I guess. Number one, at an airport. They're at an airport because they're flying somewhere or they're just getting off a plane. They're probably tired. They're probably not in the best of moods. Not a good time. At their hotel. Going to their hotel because they're there and trying to get a picture there. That's also not a good time. The third thing is if they're with family or significant others, because that's their time. That's their family time. That's never a good time or place to do that. Never. So why am I talking about this? Why am I ranting about this? Because there was an article early on that was discussing Sasha Banks' quote-unquote bad attitude. Well, just like Jack Harvey defends Ronda Rousey, sorry, I'm losing my tracking, and I got a message from Joshua. Let's see. Apparently, well, actually, I don't think this is probably not. This is actually not true at all. There was an article early on, by the usual NotiQ.com, Wrestling News Source, the 434, the Spotlight, all of them, talking about Sasha Banks, quote unquote, having a bad attitude. See, what these fans think is a bad attitude is because they probably met him at an airport or something, and, well, wrestler didn't respond too kindly to that. And, well, yeah, it's never good to be mean. You got to be nice to each other. Here's the thing, though. If you go to an airport or to their hotel, and hey, Scott, that info because I've told you. One sec. Oh, 1 sec. I'll get back to him in a minute. I'm trying to get on train of thought. So should I play the video clip so it kind of describes what I thought? Yeah, I think I'll do that. Let me go to it real quick. Sorry, guys. I have a habit of losing track of my thought. Where is it? Where is it? Okay, is this post right here? All right. God, and all right. If you guys have seen, I don't know what this show is called, but it's some sort of spicy food show where famous people go there to eat spicy food, see if they can handle it. Sasha Banks was on there, and one of the things that was brought up was about stalking fans, and I want you guys to hear what she said directly herself. Let me turn the camera real quick so I can show you that this is not fake video or anything of the sort. My camera will come on. Come on, camera. Come on. Yep. Okay, there we go. See. Look. That show right there, if you guys recognize it. I don't know how good you can see it, but you can see the hair, proper hair, glasses, familiar looking glasses. That's Sasha Banks right there. What else? See, that's Sasha right there. Boom. There you go. So, not fake. Legit. Part of the pun. Legit from herself. Here's what she says on the whole stalking matter.
somebody who's just taking things way too far.
Oh my God, and the internet fans love me for this. They tweet me every day and, harass me for it. But if I meet you down on the street or if I meet you at the arena, that's fine. That's me, just a normal day. And I'm also tweeting you, hey, come see me at this arena. So I'm letting you know the location. I'm not tweeting you, hey, I'm flying out of Delta, baggage claim 6. How do you know that information? How do you know what hotel that I'm at? Like, that to me, that's called stalking. That means you're calling the hotel, figuring out that I'm staying here, and you're here at 4 a.m. There's a huge, just like, hotel, airport, no thank you. At the arena, if I see you down the street, if anything else, if it's outside of wrestling that I didn't tweet out, hey, I'm gonna be here, it's just random, that's completely fine. I'm all game. I mean, how are you gonna miss me? I have purple hair. I can't hide this.
See, there you go. She even said herself that the only two places that are not okay are airports and hotels. And that's perfectly understandable because you don't see wrestlers tweeting out, hey, I'm going to be in this airport at this time in this area in this specific. No. You don't see them tweet about that. How do you know that information? You don't see them tweeting out, hey, I'm staying at so-and-so hotel. Come meet me there. Again, how do you know that information? You raise a little bit of an eyebrow. But again, outside of wrestling, you're on the street, conveniently, if it happens on pure coincidence. And most of the time when you meet people on the streets that you know, it's a pure coincidence. I mean, I meet people at Walmart all the time, pure coincidence. But she said it herself. That's fine. She's game. She'll take a photo. Because outside of the airport and the hotels, because, airport's tired from traveling and probably wanting to get the hotel to go to sleep, and then the hotel to go to sleep. Other than that, that's game. Then, of course, well, I mean, I'm going to assume, maybe not the case, when they're driving to the show for Raw. Don't follow them from behind. Don't block the road. Don't. So, I'm just a little sick and tired of seeing that tagline, and not necessarily against the reporters reporting on it. It's been a thing that's been talked about for quite a while, and it's not just with Sasha. Like, I've seen this about other people as well, and I've always in the mindset, I'm like, well, first off, I haven't met the person. I've only met 2 wrestlers in my life, Bray Wyatt and Sasha Banks. So until I meet them, I'm not going to comment myself. I've heard a lot of bad things about people, about the certain wrestlers and certain commentators and all that. Of course I've heard that. I mean, you're in the wrestling community. Like, you're gonna hear that kind of crap one way or another. But again, until you meet the person themselves, everything is pretty much hearsay. And that's practically it. Everything is hearsay. And let me put it to you guys like this. Before I even get to the crazy part that some people do that I kind of overlooking, that I really shouldn't be overlooking. If you were going to an airport, right? Let's just say you're a random person, right? And before anything else, yeah, I understand that some wrestlers do go in and take pictures at the airport and all that. And if they want to, they can. That's up to them. When they're not in a scheduled meet and greet, when they're not in a live event, well, they're really not really scheduled at a meet and greet. Whether they take pictures or sign autographs, that is their choice, their time, their decision. And I'm willing to bet 9 times out of 10, if you're not in a hotel or an airport, if they're randomly strolling the street and you happen to bump into them, 9 times out of 10, I'm willing to bet, this experience has not happened to me yet, maybe it will one day, that if you're polite, ask them how the day is going, ask them how the flight was, if they're doing good. I bet you if you ask for a picture, an autograph, be polite first. Like, above all else, be polite. If you demand for one, then, well, they probably won't. But there's a time and a place. Airports and hotels, I just don't see that being the time and or the place for that kind of stuff. outside of those two things, willing to bet. Except if you're trying to climb the ring, of course. Willing to bet that those people are game because they realize, and this, while this is a valid point, it shouldn't be used to go against the argument that they have a right to do this. Without a fan base, who is the person? It's a valid point in the case of people wouldn't know who the person is without the fans. I agree. It really wouldn't. They're just being like an ordinary person. And they still are, of course, just famous. I guess the best way to put it. But using that in an argument to defend, to try to call somebody out and just sound flat out entitled. Fans are not entitled to anything. They choose to watch Raw. They choose to watch SmackDown. They choose to go to events. They choose to go to meet and greets. They choose to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on WrestleMania. They choose to do that. They choose and choose and choose all these things. The wrestlers themselves are not forcing you. You don't have to watch the product. You don't have to be fans of people who you like on TV. Just because you're a fan of someone, you are not entitled. So if you're going to use that claim and in a way to say that you're or imply that you're entitled to a picture wherever, whenever you want, sorry, that doesn't work that way. You're nothing special. You're not. You're just an ordinary person who wants to meet their idols. And I get it. I do understand. As much as I'm complaining, I do get where they're coming from as a fan perspective. As a wanting to meet your favorites so bad. I understand that. I get you. Here's the thing. One word. Respect. Have respect. Because I guarantee you, if you have enough respect to know when it's not a good time, airports, hotels, if you're polite, respect and kindness are really the two words that go hand in hand with this. If you're respectful enough to know, give them the privacy, and you're respectful, if you happen to bump into them on the streets, which that's happened, you know, I've heard, everyone's heard the story about the fan meeting AJ Lee, asking for a picture, and she said that no contact because of such and such reason. You know, and you know what? That fan was respectful enough and said, "Yes, absolutely, I will have no problem abiding by that rule," and he did. You can see that photo somewhere. I'm pretty sure it's still looming around. See, that kind of fan is a good fan. I read something on Twitter a little bit ago from a Bailey fan. And it was such a passionate, really, really nice letter to Bailey. That's the kind of fans that are great. Those are the ones that are passionate, but also respectful. And those fans, if you're one of those fans, all right. Sorry, I had to let them know. Those kind of fans that are passionate, that they have the love and the respect. The love and respect. You have to have two things if you really want to be a true fan, right? You have enough appreciation for them to be like, you know what, I like this person. At least that, you know? And respect. If you have those two things, you are a fan. You are not a fan if you go to an airport and then get a lock of someone's hair and sell it on fucking eBay. You are not a fan. You are a stalker. Flat out a stalker. And it's one thing to like, know when they're at an airport and take a picture and that's it. That's one thing. It's a whole nother ball game. A whole different picture. If you go there and you get something of theirs, if they touched your shirt, and like a hug deal, and then you try to sell it because it's been touched by Kurt Angle and Sasha Banks and all this. I'm not talking about autographs, by the way. If they autograph something and you want to sell it, I mean, that's one thing entirely. That's one thing. I don't really recommend it because I would honestly hold on to those, but that is one thing entirely. It's a whole other thing when, and I've heard this story and I've seen it, unfortunately, that people have actually sold bits of Sasha Banks' hair. And that is, why the hell are you doing that? That's a whole compare the just people that go to the airport, get a picture, and then go away. And the people I described on the first part I described to are doing nothing wrong. But people could call me biased because it was Sasha Banks, but I've been really wanting to talk about this even before I met her. And it's the thing. You're not, and I will repeat this. I will sound like a broken record. I did not give a flying fuck. You are not a fan if you call the airport and be like, oh, where is this person flying in at? Or where are the rest of flying in at? And they give you that information. You are not a fan. You're not a fan if you go to their hotel and stalk them until they come out and you take a picture with them. You are not a fan. You are a stalker. People get the term confused. Stalker and fan. Or maybe not stalker. Maybe, I don't know. Well, yeah, to an extent. More like an entitled bitch. There's a difference between entitled bitch and a fan. It's a whole different ball game, and you know what? If I'm gonna say this because I know I'm not gonna get through a lot of people. I don't have the most powerful voice in the world. I'm probably gonna get Iron Man. Thank you, Iron Man. Thank you. If you get what I'm saying and you agree with what I'm saying about this whole thing, if you think that finding out where they're at airports and hotels is stalking and that doesn't make him a fan, and you have enough respect and appreciation, like if let's say my favorite AJ Styles, you don't see me trying to find him if he comes to Dallas and be like, oh, where's he flying in at? Oh, what hotel is he staying in Dallas? That's the respect, privacy. Let them have it. They are absolutely entitled to that. It's a whole different ballgame if you go and stalk them. And the fact that people are saying, oh, we're entitled to this because we're fans. Fuck anyone that tries to pull the entitled card bullshit. Because you are not entitled to a damn thing. Unless you pay money. If you pay money for a meet and greet, then yeah, you are entitled to meet the person. That is the only circumstance. If it's an event and it's free, you are not entitled just because you're there. Because I saw people complaining about the Cricket Wireless experience because, they didn't get to meet her. You are not entitled. You didn't pay a penny for that. I am grateful for the fact that I got to have that experience for free because a lot of the times you have to cough up a little bit of money. I am thankful for that. I am thankful for the ride that I got there. Shout out to my boy Xavier. I am thankful for the fact that Cricket Wireless gave this opportunity because they didn't have to give this opportunity. WWE didn't have to do this. I am thankful for WWE for allowing this to happen. And I am very thankful for Sasha Banks for being there. For being there and being an absolute sweetheart. And if people are saying Sasha Banks is the bitch, buddy, you probably caught her at the wrong place at the wrong time. She's not a bitch. She's absolutely nice. And I guarantee those that are scared to meet your idols, let me give you some advice. I guarantee you, you have a small little window You know, the meet and greets, some of them, you have a small window. If you tell them how much they mean to you in that small little window, guarantee they'll smile. Guarantee they'll appreciate it. It doesn't matter if you're the ugliest or the most handsome. It doesn't matter. You could be the ugliest and have the biggest heart in the world, or it could be the most handsome and have the shittiest heart in the world. Trust me, it has happened. It's happened in movies. It's happened in real life. Bottom line is, guys, there's a time and a place for it. The two that are not, absolutely not the time or place, well, three times that are not the time or the place are airports, because again, remember, 300 days out of the year, a lot of flying. Probably tired when they get off the plane. They probably just want to go to the hotel, go to sleep, wake up fresh as a daisy, do the live events, and spend some time around the city, you know, check out the place. For example, the South Africa tour. Hotels. That is their time to sleep and eat. I will say, like, if there's one circumstance, like if you guys remember the whole Carmella locked out of her hotel room situation, help out with that, you know what? I bet she wouldn't mind. But again, hotels, airports, no. Anywhere else at mini greets, it's 100% yes if you're there and you're able to get the picture, especially if you paid for it. And I say especially because if you paid for it, you'd be guaranteed. You'd be guaranteed to see them and meet them in person. If it's free, if it's like a mini greet where you don't have to pay anything, then you're not necessarily guaranteed per se. I think that's what I'm talking about. I think I've covered it. I think I have covered it. You guys agree? Leave your thoughts, comments below. If you don't agree, leave your comments down below. I'm gonna be honest. Not gonna be a happy camper. No, I'm gonna have words and they're not gonna be nice ones. And if I swear, if I see any entitled, oh, we're entitled crap, to all who think you're entitled just because you're a fan. First off, you're not a fan. Two, you can take your, quote, entitlement and shove it straight up your ass. You're not entitled to shit. Again, unless you buy a ticket, you know, if there's a meet and greet and you have to pay for it and you pay for it, then that is the one and only time you're entitled. And none of those people that have bought tickets to see their wrestlers and all that are entitled. Or said they're entitled, I should say. Sorry. So I'm going to go and enjoy the rest of my day. Whew. If I feel like I need to do a better version of this, I will. But for now, this is me shooting from the hip. See you guys on the next one. Take care, everyone. And remember, be nice and respectful and kind to everyone. Don't be a stalker. And don't ever think you're entitled to anything. We'll see you guys.